All right. Welcome back to the sixth episode of the Sports and Movies Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Corey. Let's get right into it. I want to start with the movies. Avatar: Way of the Water has crossed the 2 billion mark. It's actually the fourth highest grossing film of all time. Fun fact, Zoe Saldana has been in four movies that have crossed the $2 billion mark. Shout out to her. Obviously, I don't think that those movies had that commercial success due necessarily to Zoe Saldana, right? Two of them were Avenger movies, two of them were the Avatar movies. But obviously, she's a very good actress, and she played those roles that she had in those movies very well. So it's obviously a very big resume booster. Not that she needs it, but she can have that credential on her list, and nobody can take that away from her. That's pretty impressive accomplishment. I want to talk about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I thought that movie was perfect. It was extremely entertaining. Obviously, it's a kids' film, but I was entertained by it. Shrek was one of my favorite animated series of all time, and obviously Puss in Boots is an offshoot of that. And I thought it was amazing. It was voiced lead character by Antonio Banderas, obviously, and he plays Puss in Boots to a T. And they had a little teaser at the end that suggests that they're going to come with another Shrek movie, which obviously I'd be really, really excited for. So that should be good. Eddie Murphy hinted that there should be an offshoot with a donkey narrative, and I actually think that would be a really great idea. Donkey was very entertaining. It might even be more dynamic of a character than Puss in Boots was. So I'd love to see that film. Obviously, Eddie Murphy is very funny. Speaking of Eddie Murphy, on Netflix, he did a film with Jonah Hill called You People. I thought that was amazing. Very, very funny. If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. I'm plugging that right now. That pairing on screen was really good. Lauren London is in it as well. And, I don't really want to give it anything away, but just go see it. It's very funny. It's very reminiscent of the 80s Eddie Murphy, that, pre-Dr. Dolittle version of Eddie Murphy. A little bit almost like, Nutty Professor. He's just very, very funny. Not as goofy in that, but very, very funny. Go see it. Let's talk about coming soon. The Creed 3 installment is perfect. That the actor, I talked about this in previous episode, but the actor that they cast opposite Michael B. Jordan is Jonathan Majors. I talked about him in the previous episode, but he's blown up. He's in Quantumania, Ant-Man sequel. He's in Creed, obviously doing a great job, and I just look forward to him progressing throughout his career, being really successful. Moving on to sports, the NBA trade deadline produced a lot of blockbuster trades, so I want to talk about those now. Most notably being Kevin Durant going to the Phoenix Suns. They are obviously a title contender. Adding him to their existing big three, they don't lose anything. They gave pretty much nothing away and got Kevin Durant. So that's obviously a game changer. DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. That's got to be a championship contender. There's obviously a lot of competition with the Lakers getting better. The Warriors are still there. They've re-signed Gary Payton in exchange for draft picks. They finally realized his worth, right? And then pairing Luka and Kyrie Irving in Dallas is obviously a really good pair. What should I talk about with LeBron? People are saying, well, is he now the greatest of all time? He, in my opinion, is very close, but there's a few key differences between him and Michael Jordan still. One, Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the finals. Obviously, LeBron has lost a bunch. Two, I just think that Michael Jordan is a better basketball player. He's a better hooper. He's more skilled, more athletic. I just think he's just a better player. If you do the eye test, he looks like a better player than LeBron James. But in my top five revised now, I have Michael Jordan at number one. I have LeBron James at number two. Shaq at number 3, Steph Curry at number 4, and I will go ahead and put Kareem at number 5. And I think that's fair. I'm just so excited about the NBA right now. It's going to be a really amazing playoffs. Showdowns in the East between the Bucks and Boston. Showdowns in the West. I don't know who's going to be facing the Suns in the Western Conference Finals, but the Suns should definitely be there. Super Bowl coming up. The Eagles are going to be Super Bowl champions. They're the better team. I'm rooting for Patrick Mahomes, but I also like Jalen Hurts, so it's a win-win there. I really don't care who wins, but I think the Eagles have the better team and they will win. I like the possibility of, I want to talk about the Jets because I have to when we talk NFL. Obviously, the Jets are my team, and I'm not shy about it, right? We're hitting. That's the good news is Coach Salah has us hitting on all our draft picks, right? Everybody's turning out. We have pretty much a solid team. All we need is that one missing piece, and that one missing piece is a big piece. It's the quarterback. Surely, Zach Wilson isn't it, but we might get, Aaron Rodgers, right? Remember when Brett Favre came to the Jets? But I hear Aaron Rodgers is going to come to the Jets, and hopefully that actually comes to fruition because I truly believe that we will be a Super Bowl contender with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. But the rest of our team is that good, so I'm obviously very excited about that. But back to the Super Bowl, Eagles are my pick. Not by a lot. I think it's going to be a close game. Definitely not a blowout. I know Patrick Mahomes has a lingering ankle injury. I like Patrick Mahomes. I like Jalen Hurts as well. But I just think the Eagles have an overall better team. And Sirianni would love nothing better than to beat Andy Reid, former Eagles coach. I just think that the Eagles are the better team. So we'll see Sunday. Talking about the Mets, moving on to baseball, they're the front runners to sign pitcher Ohtani, and obviously the Mets are my team as well for baseball, and I feel like that makes us a contender. Jacob deGrom's going to miss out on being a World Series champion, bringing that championship to Queens. Too bad for him. But yeah, Ohtani. Definitely going to make that happen. And, Cohen's doing a great job. So I think that'll work. Soccer, I saw the Red Bulls are building a new facility in New Jersey. So I think over the next decade, soccer is going to really, really grow in America. Obviously, we're hosting the World Cup in 2026. That's very exciting. Next year in 2024, we will also be hosting Copa America. So look for a whole bunch of new soccer fans for that base to be reinvigorated in the United States, renewed interest in MLS. And I really hope that soccer can become here in the United States what it is globally. I think that would be obviously great for the sport, but then that's the one area where we don't have athletic dominance. Right now, the USA has effectively no chance at winning a World Cup, right? And that's very disappointing. When the U.S. fields a basketball team, we're widely expected to be the number one team. When we do the baseball classic, it's pretty much us and Puerto Rico and DR. Hockey, we're competitive globally. Every sport, even in individual sports, golf, tennis, the Americans always show up and show out. But for soccer, we have absolutely no chance at this point anyway of winning a World Cup. And as a soccer enthusiast myself, I hope that it grows, and the key is at the youth level, right? When we have those academies really, really hitting on all cylinders, and those academies produce top tier players that stay with those clubs. And then there's lots of money pouring into MLS to see that homegrown talent. That's when the U.S. will start to be a powerhouse. Because we don't have that dominant league in the MLS, pretty much the best league is La Liga in Spain, and then there's French league and the German league, the Premier League in England. All these leagues are way better than what we have here. The talent's never going to be there until we develop that homegrown talent. So look for the sport to grow big, and MLS to be the driving factor in the United States being a game changer, being a global player. That's it. Signing off on Sports and Movies Podcast. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and look for more things in the future. Shout out to LeBron. You're truly great, but still not as good as MJ. Signing off.